Hello friends, welcome back to this video on custom rewrite APIs. If you look at the register post type function, then you will notice that it calls the add rewrite rules function. Before that, it creates an object for WP post type and then it invokes the add rewrite rules function. If you go to the add rewrite rules function, you can explore details like permalink structures. It starts by identifying the default permalink structure, adding the rewrite tags used as variables. Don't worry, I will provide an overview of these functions in another video. Then for archives, it checks whether the structure includes with front or without front. Based on this, it adds custom rewrite rules using the add rewrite tag function and saves them in the database under permalink structure option. So how does this rewrite system work? I will cover it in detail in the next video. But for now, understand that all rewrite rules are stored in the database. So for instance, if I go to the database, and if you go to options table, scroll down below, you will be able to see an option named permalink structure. This contains the permalink structure for default post types. And you can also check for the category base and the tag base. So you search for the category underscore base. And then if you have set from the backend, you'll be able to see the category base. And similarly, you can also check for the tag base here. Now, you can also check the rewrite rules that have been configured for our site using the rewrite underscore rules option. And here, as you can see, we have multiple rules. These rules are comprehensive. Let me demonstrate these rules by printing them using WP loaded action. So I'll go to the rewrite API file that I've created for this video. And here, as you can see, we are using the WP loaded action. This action runs after all the rewrite rules are registered. To customize these rules, you need to work with the init hook or before the WP loaded action executes, as this is when the rewrites are either flushed or fetched from the database. So we are using a print underscore r function within a pre-tag. I have retrieved and displayed all the rewrite rules using the get option function. So if I save the file now and visit the front end, you'll be able to see the entries for the REST API, archive pages, and specific rewrite rules for post types like movies. These rules ensure requests are matched correctly, fetching the data from the database and displaying it on the front end. In a future video, I'll provide a deep dive into how queries work based on the rewrite rules function within WordPress. For now, notice that the archive pages, individual articles, taxonomies like genre, career, and default pages like author, archives each have their own rewrite rules. If front is enabled in the URL structure, it will apply globally to URLs such as the author archives or the data archives. You can remove front via filters or customizations in your code. So this video serves as an introduction to the rewrite API. Try experimenting on your local site to understand the rewrite argument in the register post type and register taxonomy and observe how these configurations interact with the WordPress core. For example, the get underscore permalink function, if you search in your WordPress directory, you will be able to find it within the link template.php file. So the get underscore permalink function retrieves a permalink for a given post. Based on the post type, whether it is a page, an attachment, or a custom post type, different functions are called. For example, get page link is called when it is a page post type. Then we are using the get post permalink function if it is a custom post type, and get attachment link if it is an attachment post type. Also, we are using the permalink structure option for the default post type. Custom post types created by plugins or theme will use the get post permalink function. The permalink structure is derived from the user-defined settings, and filters like pre-post link can alter the structure. Placeholders, for example, we have the year, month, day, author, category, post ID are replaced with their actual value. So if a post has multiple categories, alphabetically, the first one is used in the URL. Additionally, WordPress offers filters to help you customize these behaviors. For instance, the author slug, post name, and other placeholders are dynamically replaced with relevant data during URL generation. You can create custom URL structures for specific use cases. So if you visit the front end and check the permalink settings, under the settings, you can see right now we are using a custom permalink structure. You could also replace category with a genre taxonomy for movies or career taxonomy for people. Similarly, you can use slugs for custom post types like movies or persons. I will cover this in another video demonstrating how to implement custom URL structures effectively. That's it for the introduction to the Rewrite API. Try these concepts on your local site to better understand how to build custom structures and manage permalinks for custom post types. Now, let's discuss the user trailing slash it function. This function determines whether an extra trailing slash should be added at the end of a URL. For instance, if you remove the trailing slash from the end of your custom URL structure and save the changes, you will notice that the slash would be removed from all the post and the custom post types. For example, if you navigate to any post in the front end, you will notice that there is no slash being displayed at the end of the URL structure. Similarly, for a custom post type, if you go to movies and visit any one movie, you will be able to see that there is no slash at the end of the URL structure. When you remove the slash from the permalink structure, it is applied universally to all the URLs. If you go to a custom post type like movies, you will see the slash has been removed from those URL as well. This means that if you prefer URLs without a trailing slash, you can simply remove the slash from your selected custom permalink structure. So in the user trailing slash it function, WordPress will then handle this using the WP rewrite class. Based on the trailing slash property, in your permalink structure, it sets the value to true or false. Accordingly, WordPress will either add or remove the trailing slash and return the updated URL structure. This is a very important point. By default, WordPress uses URLs with trailing slashes, so you will need to adjust the structure manually if you prefer them without the slashes. Now, let's take a look at the getTermLink function. So if you search for getTermLink in the WordPress directory, you will be able to see that the getTermLink function is present in the WP includes taxonomy.php file. This function is called from both the getCategoryLink and getTagLink functions. In the getTermLink function, you need to pass a term object and specify a taxonomy. If you don't define a taxonomy, then it uses the getTermBy function. However, specifying the taxonomy in the getTermBy function is optional, as you can see right here. Then if you scroll a bit below, you will see that this function retrieves the permalink structure saved for the taxonomy. It also applies a pre-term link filter if you need to modify the permalink structure for the terms. Next, it performs a search and replace operation based on the rewrite rules defined via register taxonomy function. Depending on the taxonomy, it applies different filters. For instance, if it's a post tag, then the tag link filter is applied. For a category, the category link filter is applied. And for custom taxonomy terms, the term link filter is used. This function operates similarly to the getPermalink function, but is specific to the taxonomy terms. It handles the search and replace process to generate the URL based on the saved permalink structure in the database. It utilizes the WP rewrite class to retrieve the rewrite rules and create URLs for taxonomy terms and custom post types. In summary, this covers the permalink settings and the default URL structure for the custom post types and taxonomies. It also provides insight into how these functions getPermalink and getTermLink work behind the scenes. In the next video, I will walk you through the WP rewrite class. In the meantime, review these functions and try them out on your local system. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Jai WordPress.